Coming up on Mountain News at 6, a man who pleaded guilty to killing a woman and her unborn child appeared in court today. We'll tell you what happened. Plus, we'll hear from a Central Kentucky couple who say they witnessed the deadly Louisville plane crash.
And first alert weather days have been declared for the weekend. Details coming up.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A Letcher County man was sentenced today after recently pleading guilty to the 2023 murder of a woman and her unborn child. WYMT's Buddy Forbes was in the courtroom and has the latest.
Lawrence Halcomb appeared before a judge in Letcher County Wednesday, pleading guilty to the September 2023 murder of Vanessa Halcomb.
We were able to save everybody the burden of a trial and the emotions of a trial, and the direct appeals and the things that would go on post-trials.
Halcomb was convicted on several charges, including 1 count of murder and 1 count of fetal homicide.
There's nothing worse you can do than take the life of a child that's not even have the opportunity to get out in the world and live. I don't know what a jury would have recommended with Mr. Halcomb, but I can't imagine that anybody would ever feel like he was entitled to ever have any opportunity to be out in the community after what he's done.
He was sentenced to 50 years in prison with no possibility of parole. And though Vanessa's family was not in the courtroom Wednesday, Commonwealth's attorney Matt Butler says they have been involved in every decision.
They're just overwhelmed by emotion. The stress of being here today would be too much for them to handle. To be in the room with Mr. Halcomb, I think they find very scary.
Butler says there is no true closure in such a heartbreaking situation, but he hopes the family can find comfort in the conviction.
There's really nothing that we could do to make today feel good. It's always going to be a horribly sad situation. It's a tragedy. There's nothing redeeming about it, other than that family is never going to have to turn the aisle in the grocery store and bump into Mr. Halcomb. They're never going to see that man on the street.
In Letcher County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Butler says this was not Halcomb's first concerning encounter with law enforcement, saying he had a previous arson and wanton endangerment incident with his ex-wife, so he believes he is now where he belongs and no longer a danger to the community. There could be new developments tomorrow in a high-profile murder case. Prosecutors in the Amber Spradlin case are asking the court to keep M.K. McKinney's $5 million bond in place and delay his trial. The Commonwealth says forensic testing on blood and DNA evidence is still underway and should be completed before proceeding. McKinney is due in court Thursday for a pretrial conference. We have more details about the recent motions filed in the case on our website, WYMT.com. Well, we've declared first alert weather days from Friday through Monday, as we could see everything from strong storms to even a few snowflakes. Meteorologist Eric Dean has our first look at the forecast. Eric.
That's right, Steve. First alert weather days Friday through Monday. Strong storms likely Friday night. Heavy wind will be a main contender. Calm on Saturday, but flakes could be flying Sunday and even Monday. And when all said and done, the feels like temperature for Monday, how about the teens and 20s? We do have that marginal risk for severe weather, or level 1 out of 5 for the majority of the WYMT coverage area. Portions of Wayne County, Kentucky, as well as Pulaski County under a slight risk for severe weather, which stretches all the way down to Nashville, all the way into portions of Mississippi and Alabama, something we're going to be monitoring very close over the next couple of days. First alert live pinpoint Doppler radar. All is quiet throughout eastern Kentucky as well as the entire Commonwealth. If you have plans over the next several hours, make sure you have that WYMT First Alert weather app where you'll get your hour-by-hour forecast, and you'll see there will stay partly cloudy to mostly clear. I'll have your complete First Alert forecast coming up in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. Just over 24 hours ago, a UPS cargo plane crashed after taking off from the company's delivery hub in Louisville. The death toll has risen to at least 12 people. Others were injured or are still unaccounted for. Some flight operations have resumed, but what happened will haunt the community for a very long time. Kelsey Soto has been in Louisville all day.
There was an accident on departure. Louisville ground UPS 2014, heavy information Alpha ramp tree ready to taxi.
UPS 2014, heavy airfield's closed, stand by. Those on the tarmac waiting to depart were horrified to watch a UPS cargo plane erupt in flames and crash to the ground.
Reality is this rocked our community. Louisville looked apocalyptic last night. The images of smoke coming over our city, of debris falling in every neighborhood, people trapped in their homes. For the families who lost someone, who won't be coming home.
This is UPS's major hub. It's referred to as Worldport. They handle about 400 packages an hour, some 300 flights a day, and employ about 20,000 people. The National Transportation Safety Board is leading the investigation and plans to be on site at least a week. Are you aware of any airworthiness directives that were out regarding the MD-11 or the engine manufacturer?
I'm not aware of any. We go through a very regimented process of things that we view and try to review: maintenance records, airworthiness directives, advisory circulars, service bulletins. To say that there's none would be probably very unlikely, because an aircraft that's been flying for that many years could have had multiple different generations. It will be something that we'll look at. We'll be confirming whether the work was done or how it was done and who did it.
That was Kelsey Soto reporting. The deadly crash may impact you here in eastern Kentucky this way. UPS says its second-day air sort at the Worldport hub has been canceled for today. Hub and ramp employees were assigned to that sort were told not to report to work. The company says it's working with the NTSB and FAA on the investigation, and that some shipping delays are possible across Kentucky as operations resume. Family members seeking information can call 1-800-631-0604. The large plume of smoke from the crash could be seen for miles away. People from Louisville and beyond have shared videos they captured of the tragedy and photos of the aftermath. Witnesses describe it as a scene they will never be able to erase from their minds. Samantha Valentino spoke with one Central Kentucky couple who watched in horror as the crash unfolded.
I was in disbelief of what I had seen.
Joe Mancebo describes watching a plume of smoke growing to 30 stories high and 3 blocks wide.
I realized something had gone horribly wrong, catastrophically horribly wrong.
Mancebo and his wife Kathy were driving to pick up dinner Tuesday night when a UPS plane crashed near Muhammad Ali International Airport.
And as we learned it was a plane crash, we just couldn't believe, the devastation that we saw.
The crash resulted in an explosion and sprawling fire.
It was just unreal. It was something you'll never be able to unsee, or unthink of ever again for the rest of your life.
The Mancebos found themselves struggling to sleep after the tragedy they witnessed.
It was, like a shock still this morning that we witnessed this in real time, but didn't know what we were witnessing.
The couple had just returned from their honeymoon, driving back to the Commonwealth all the way from Miami. Kathy says they opted for the long drive as she'd recently found herself scared to board a plane.
I said, let's drive. And I think something had been pulling at me, and I couldn't explain it. I just kept watching the news, wondering why I didn't want to leave Louisville on a plane.
Kathy and Joe say witnessing the crash was an unfortunate reminder of how precious.
Samantha Valentino reporting. The governor has declared a state of emergency and has ordered all flags be lowered to half staff. We know the NTSB is leading an investigation and the FBI is helping collect evidence. They could be on scene for about a week, and a preliminary report could be issued within just a few days. Deputies in Laurel County arrested a London man after a domestic dispute turned violent. The sheriff's office says 54-year-old Bart A. Rudd struck a woman in the back of the head twice during an argument off West Laurel Road. Investigators say Rudd resisted arrest and damaged a patrol car while on the way to jail. He's charged with assault, resisting arrest, and criminal mischief, and is being held in the Laurel County Correctional Center. A northern Kentucky man is behind bars after a late-night traffic stop in Pulaski County. Detectives say they spotted a car driving more than 100 miles an hour on Highway 461. The driver, James Ryan Brown of Independence, admitted someone had been smoking marijuana in the vehicle. Officers found a bag of methamphetamine in his sock, along with more drugs, marijuana, and digital scales inside the car. In all, more than 100 grams of meth was seized.
Well, in the world of weather, I would say Mother Nature is giving us everything but the kitchen sink. We have severe weather Friday. We have snow flurries in the forecast as well. Details coming up.
And Governor Beshear says he's taking action to get highly addictive forms of kratom out of stores.